Explain yourself.
I was in DC for the weekend. My wife and actually with Stephen Rose, who you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, we're coming home today, so I was like, well, I'll just work this morning from here. And then I was like, how am I going to do this podcast?
Mm-hmm.
I take the laptop downstairs. And it occurred to me, plus headphones and stuff. I'm like, I have a like that must be like a Google Meet app for the iPad,
Sure is.
and there is, and of course, it works great with the AirPods, the iPad that is. So I was like, yeah, let's just give it a shot. So, other than my big head being right in front of the damn thing, it's pretty good.
So here's a little fun thing that happened to me this weekend.
Hmm.
So you may recall that I've been playing Cat Quest 3 with my kid.
Yes.
So this is my daughter got a first class experience and software is terrible.
Oh
So
no.
there is a horrific bug in Cat Quest 3 that if you use quick resume, it
Hmm.
nukes the save file.
Oh no. Like literally back to you have got
Whole game
nothing.
is boned. So I've actually been in contact with the developers now because I reported this to them and they're
Hmm.
like, we need a video because we've heard this before, but we've not been able to reproduce it.
So the video you should send him is the video of your daughter losing her
Well, we'll
because
get
this
to that.
happened. Like,
I was gonna
that's
play like a picture of her like
yeah.
in the Sarah McLachlan song "In the Eye,"
Yeah.
but here's I can even tell you how this bug got by them. So
Okay.
here's how it is. So you play Cat Quest, whatever. You log in, you create a
Hmm.
profile, you save your game, you go start the mission. So once you start the game, you go to the dashboard,
Hmm.
just like any other game. And then if you go back into the game, it works perfectly fine. Like it works. Quick resume is perfect, no problems.
Okay.
If you're playing the game and you go to the dashboard and then you say start up Call of Duty, literally any other game, and
Yeah.
then go back to Cat Quest, it nukes your save file and puts you back to the title screen.
So quick resume works fine if you only play that one game,
Correct. Which is
but it's
probably
not.
what their developer boxes were set up as. It's like, oh yeah, it works, right? You go to the dashboard, you
Yeah.
come back. They never loaded up another game. It's even worse than that because they're saying, well, can you try? There's a what they were hoping was a workaround where so
Hmm.
you can in the game you can go save, right, and then you go to the options menu and say return to title screen, and then when you bring the game back up, it works fine. Like you can actually continue the game. However, if you load up Call of Duty or any other game and then you go back to Cat Quest, it is gone. It is
Oh, wow.
yeah. So my daughter got a lesson last night in how to try to QA software because we're sitting there writing down the steps as we were doing this, so I could send to them to actually show them how this worked, and then we recorded a video of like the whole experience, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's not good." It's like, yeah,
Oh. What is the developer? What's the company?
it's brothers something.
Okay, so it's not like a big
No, it's not a
studio.
huge one. This is the third, obviously, Cat Quest 3. It's the third one.
Yeah.
Um, the thing is, it's a great game. Like,
That's too bad.
yeah. They actually
How
shipped an update.
far, how many hours into it were
We were like
you?
2, 3 hours. I mean,
Okay, so you
like
can kind of quickly go through it and
the wholesome side of it is like, oh darn, I have to spend 3 hours with my daughter again playing video games. Like that's not really the point. The more of the point was like she was real happy with the way her character looked, and then you go load the game back up and it's just gone. Like just
what's her skill situation right now? When does that start?
next week.
I was gonna say one thing you could do if you're gonna be cool dad is she goes off, whatever does what she does, spend that hour and a half or whatever it takes to get there and be like, she comes home, you're like, hey, by the way, we're back.
Yeah, I thought. Well, one, I'm not doing it till it's fixed because like I can
Yeah.
reproduce this bug on demand every
Well,
time.
you
Like
could
it's
also just turn off quick resume, couldn't you? I mean,
I don't know. Can you turn it off per title?
that was the thing they were adding. I swear that was a thing.
Yeah, it does sound familiar actually. I should look to see if
I'd
I can
look it
turn that
up.
off.
I'm not 100% sure, but it seemed, yeah, there's something, I don't know. I remember something about this.
Yeah. Anyway, so if anybody's playing that, it doesn't matter if I can do it in single and co-op. It doesn't.
I think the crossover between our audience and the people playing that game is pretty big. So I'm glad
Yeah, I
it
mean
was
this
kind of
is
a
this is
PSA.
breaking wide swath of our demographic is
Yep.
definitely concerned with the quick resume cat quest bug. So anyway, she got her first lesson in software's terrible and never trust
Yeah,
anything.
that's too bad.
It's a long road to being jaded, but you got to start somewhere.
That's true.
I'm happy it was with Cat Quest. So,
Yeah, I brought an Xbox controller here, thinking maybe I would play like a game for a few minutes somewhere. And like I've been trying some iPad games, but
mhm.
I didn't even, not even 1 second. So I got nothing.
Yeah. The new iPhone should be coming out soon. That's going to be
Yeah, I was just writing about that actually. Mm, yeah, I think we're about a month off, right? They have not announced the day yet, but it's
no, they
probably a
haven't.
month from tomorrow, I bet. Um, yeah, so no major changes, right? Just slightly bigger screens in the pros, dynamic, action button
Mm-hmm.
on the non-pros, some kind of new camera button, probably just on the pros.
I'll be curious to see if they have like a faster USB-C charging. That seems like a very Apple second generation of
Pro
USB-C
only.
port thing, right?
Yeah, it's too soon. You know, no, I mean, there's so, you know,
Well,
you
Paul,
got to
I
dribble
mean, the
out the
real
features.
question, and this is, I don't know if I'll do this, is like, if am I going to buy two? Because I'm now on the journey of convert everything to C. I now have an iPad with C, which means I need my iPhone will probably
This
be
must have come up though, but the final frontier for this is going to be, right? Which device?
watch.
No, it's going to be the remote for your Apple TV.
Oh, I don't care about that.
No, but right? I mean, but that's lightning for most people. I mean, for you probably. Like I think they have USB-C now, but
Yeah, no,
I looked into.
that's
I was like, I'm going to do this because I can't stand lightning.
no. The only
It's
scenario I
expensive.
care about truly is traveling, right? When
Yep.
it,
Okay.
being able, the dream, which has been in everybody's brain for 97 years, is just to take one type of cable
Yep.
and have it.
Well, ideally, like one anchor charger with 3 ports on it or something
Yeah, that's what
that
we
can do.
currently take, but it's right now the
Yeah.
ones we have are three USB C and one A, and I have like adapters that were made
Yeah.
from the finest shops in overseas, and I'm
No,
sure
but you
they're
can get
gonna.
like a crazy 100 watt something whatever charger, and depending on the one, you could have laptop, iPad,
Mm-hmm.
um, phone all charging at the same time, decently, decent speeds.
Yep. Well, I don't know. The thing is, I know those iPhones are going to announce. I'm going to be like, eh.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? So that's part of this Gurman report from yesterday in Bloomberg. Like same basic design from iPhone 12 is continuing, right? But but again, that's how they do things. So supposedly next year is going to be a big deal, but I'm not sure
I
a big deal is the time to switch. you know?
no, it's
So
it's typically the worst, right?
yeah,
Well,
that's what I mean. Like,
so it's supposedly going to be thinner. I've never fine, whatever. You can be like, yeah, thinner phone's great. Well, the things I care absolutely most more than anything else on the phone are the battery life and the camera.
yeah,
And
same.
and getting thinner does not allude to better of
I
either of those.
thing is, so I have this iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is titanium, so it
Mm-hmm.
is actually in Apple's case, it's lighter, and you do notice it, right, between the if you're going from iPhone to iPhone. But when I pick up my Pixel 8 Pro, it is dramatically thinner and lighter, and you really notice that. Like, that's the one major, like, this thing comparatively is kind of a brick. So maybe the bigger deal there isn't going to be so much the thinness, but maybe the lightness of it, potentially. But I don't know. I know. Plus, you use a normal one, and you don't have the big one, so it's probably
Yeah,
less of a deal for you
just
anyway.
have a 12 Pro, right?
No, come on, really? You still in 12?
It'll be three
That can't
years.
be
So
right.
this is the 15.
16 is the one coming out. You must be on the 13 Pro.
Maybe I'm on the
Just hold
13.
up the back of it to the camera. I can tell you immediately from the camera. I can't tell you. No, that's a 13. Yeah. No, the 12 has that design, but they're smaller. Remember, like from the 13
Hold
on,
on.
the camera lenses got really big.
It's how about. Oh, it's the 13 Pro.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my kids upgraded from a 12 to a 15 last year, and the it had the three cameras, but were
Mm.
really small, like they were small.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. It's just money.